Alrighty, here we go. Hello everybody, welcome back. We are continuing our work on Dreadtail, and hopefully by the end of this session I can get a full set of hands implemented into the game. Now, I think this is as much detail as I can muster up at the moment without learning more about hands, and maybe finding more sculpting tutorials about hands. So, we are going to continue with the setup of this. Let's do Alt-H. I'd like to make the whole armature visible. We might have to make 3 bend bones here. That is not entirely out of the question. Okay, so let's set up something resembling the actual sleeve. Okay, let's make sure we're working with normals. We might have to adjust the armature. Okay, now I don't want this to be hiding the hand too much, so we're going to be keeping that in mind. Okay. So, let's take a look at some references. So I like this little part for a leather jacket. It looks like there's like a little cuffling type deal going on at least some of them. Good old Dean Winchester. And we're going to go for something that's dark and dirty and fairly faded. Okay. I'm going to have to do edge slide. Mm-hmm. We're just basically setting up some rudimentary geometry here to work with. No proportional editing. There we go. Perfect. All right. It's a start. What we need to do now is go to sculpt mode and then remesh it with a relatively fine grain. Just like that. Okay. We can hide the armature for the time being. Smooth out some of these points. All right. And now, last time, we tried to do a bunch of cloth simulation, which cloth simulation works with sculpting brushes. Cloth simulation works when you have a relatively low resolution polygon count. As you can see, this is anything but low resolution. And I generally found that using alpha maps instead of cloth sims has actually been producing a much more interesting looking result, to be completely fair. It's quicker, it's easy to set up, it's pretty cheap. You can find some cloth sim brushes, not cloth sim, but folds, cloth folds, cloth shape brushes on ArtStation, like a pack of 50 of them for $10. So, you know, it's a relatively affordable entry point, so I don't really stress too much about doing real cloth simulations with this. Okay, cool. Now, let's grab a regular brush. We're gonna, let's duplicate it. And this is folds. Make a new texture, edit the properties. We're gonna open up, get out of here. Okay, so what are we looking for? We have some textures we can work with. Okay. So I've got cloth wrinkle brush. PNG. And then these are non-tileable. So we need to set them up correctly. We are going to set them up as anchored. So we can, oh, okay. And then non-tiled. This is going to be view plane, like that. All right, that's pretty cool. And we can swap around some of these textures.